The design for the mixed-use development and stadium renewal components of a revitalized Lansdowne responds to City Council's direction that it become a unique destination where people can go to walk, cycle, shop, enjoy a good meal, work, live, and play. That it be an environment respectful of our architectural heritage, and that it stand as a model of modern-day innovation in an urban form. The design was conceived by 3 of Canada's most respected architecture firms under the guidance of a city-appointed design review panel and in consultation with leading heritage experts. Their collective efforts have delivered a design that links Lansdowne's rich and varied past with a vibrant, modern, urban landscape.
Obviously, there are a number of objectives here that we're pursuing. Amongst those, perhaps the most important is that we give this park back to the public realm, allow people to take ownership of it. As a civic place, it has an important role to tell stories about our city. We have 2 historic buildings that can do that beautifully. And of course, with the new architecture, I think we have an obligation to talk about a very dynamic, progressive city and demonstrate that we're defining the 21st century, not simply coasting into it.
Arriving at the new Lansdowne from Bank Street, visitors will enter a bustling boulevard lined with shops, restaurants, cafes, and wide, pedestrian-friendly sidewalks. The North Stadium facade to their right will reflect a return to the scale of the historic stadium that saw Canadian soldiers off to the First World War. The site's crowning heritage jewel, the Aberdeen Pavilion, will retain its prominent position straight ahead. Residential and commercial components have been carefully designed and sited to preserve and open new vistas to this iconic Ottawa landmark. The horticulture building will be moved to a much more visible location near the Aberdeen Pavilion and the new front lawn. It will be refurbished to serve as the cornerstone of the Ottawa Farmers Market. A central public square, or piazza, will become a meeting place for people attending events, going to dinner or a show, or simply out for a pleasant stroll. Residential components have been carefully sited along the north and west edges of the site, connecting with surrounding residential streets and providing a buffered transition into the commercial, stadium, and front lawn areas.
Key concept for Lansdowne Park. It's not so much about building buildings, it's about actually creating spaces. And it's the interaction between buildings and spaces which create a great total environment. And for us, it's the small spaces like you find in the market, the courtyards, the linkages that tie those things together, which will entice people to come either off the Bank Street grid or actually to come off the parkway system. If you're riding a bike by, this would be the natural place to come in, find a place, have a coffee, have a drink, and leave from there. That's the idea that we're trying to create here. And it's a combination of uses, that is residential, commercial, service, that actually make that happen. It's a true mixed-use community where all those things come together. The key thing that's different about Lansdowne in its reinvented state is that it's open and accessible. It allows everyone to use that space.
The architecture, materials, and finishings of the residential and commercial components are consistent with sustainable practices and in keeping with the architectural context of Ottawa's past and present, while also connecting to the future with modern, progressive lines and details. The commercial components have been designed as a series of precincts and pavilions, each of which has been tentatively named to honor Ottawa's past. Almost all on-site parking will move underground, with the covered access a strikingly modern architectural feature, contrasting with the historic Aberdeen Pavilion and horticulture building. The design for the stadium component will transform what is now an eyesore into an architectural icon. Paying homage to the Ottawa Valley's historic roots in the lumber trade, the completely rebuilt South Side stands will grow out of the canal and natural edge with a sweeping, open wood slat envelope, presenting a striking new face to passing tour boats, cyclists, pedestrians, and motorists.
The stadium balances heritage aesthetics and modern functionality. It will present a new face to the canal side that truly reflects our city and our region's past. and is truly befitting of the privileged location next to the Rideau Canal, the World Heritage Site. But don't be fooled by its good looks. It'll also be a very hardworking venue for sports and entertainment.
The stadium will sport close to 24,000 new individual seats and will expand to 45,000 with the addition of temporary seating when and as required. Under the north side stands, the hockey arena will undergo several important upgrades and be given an all-new main entrance and exterior design. While Lansdowne is steeped in sports, history, and heritage, it has likewise been the site of significant events throughout Ottawa's past. Under the guidance of heritage experts, the architectural teams have integrated historic references and features that will remind visitors of Ottawa's history and the role Lansdowne has played.
The design truly captures that sense of history. In many ways, it's a 21st century interpretation of the traditional, the 19th century fairgrounds, the exposition, the opportunity to bring people together, to showcase, to provide an environment which is lively, which is colorful, and definitely shows off our best. It's an agora to the whole Ottawa Valley, and an opportunity for people to come together to attract sports, the retail, and also just the assembly, which are all important parts of what was 19th century.
The new Lansdowne has been defined by the past, designed in the present, and will provide a legacy for the future. It will re-establish the site's context, history, and place in the community, and reopen it for the enjoyment of all Ottawa residents. It will be a place that welcomes people to diverse experiences. A place where Ottawans will proudly take out-of-town visitors. A cherished civic space where we will mark great city occasions. And a place that will be alive 365 days of the year for generations to come.